Okie dokie 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 dokie. I think I'm live. All right, another quick Wise Virgin Loser recap. Welcome. All right. Let's see. Everything running? Yeah, everything running. All right, so went to another open mic, bombed again, but didn't bomb as bad as Sunday. So that's good. Any non-bombing at stand-up updates? Let's see. No, it's mostly that. So, yeah, this one. I did the same material as Sunday, mostly. Same concept of being wise virgin loser, trying to date, and got more good info. First, I was like the first one there. Gotta be prompt and early. Actually, I don't. Doesn't make any difference in these cases. But I end up getting my biggest laugh of the evening before the event started. I was there with the bartender and the host of the show. Very nice. He came up. He was there on Sunday. He's like, "Hey, you were here recently, right?" I went, "Yeah," and introduced ourselves again, or for the first time. So he asked, "Hey, so are you like new to this, or how long have you been doing it for?" And I went, "Oh, I've only done like a few of these." He went, "Oh, how exciting!" He was a very earnest guy. Good, good vibe from him. And he went, "So how are you liking it so far? Are you having fun?" And I went, "Not in the slightest. No, not even remotely close. Not even a little bit." And him and the bartender laughed at that. I went, "Yeah, I'm not doing this because it's fun. I'm doing this because I can't bear to suck this bad. That's it. That's it. The pain of being this bad trumps the misery of doing it itself. It's like, no, that I can't let this stand." But he was very earnest, talking about how he's been doing this for 4 years, and he's done it in Florida. I think he said Colorado. I don't remember where, and more recently here, and how the crowds are different, and like uh, comedy small talk. But it was very welcoming about it. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." Yeah, different vibe from the Sunday one. Sunday one was a little more broy, as broy stand-up comedy can get. This one was, I don't know, more friendly. I'm like, all right, noted. So, but yeah, went in there, and I happened to be the first poll. I'm like, all right, well, at least I can get it over with. And so going into this one, I went, all right, at the very least, even if I bomb the material and I can't remember it, I want at least add like at least 5 to 10% more energy. And I only briefly looked at the video because right now it's still too painful. I'm like, okay, I maybe add 4% more energy. The rest of it's just like me trying to remember what to say. But yeah, still not good. Most of it still fell flat. I was like, all right, experiment. What happens if I just add more energy? If I like fully commit, just YOLO, fucking send it on each thing I say, and still mostly nothing. I'm like, all right, got it. Yep. The biggest laughs I got were when I talked about the Pokemon shirt I was wearing, and when I was just kind of at the end of talking about one section, I'm just like, now what? And I went, there's gotta be something there. I don't know. And they laughed at that and went, there's this phenomenon at open mics I've noticed where maybe this can be generalized outside of just open mics, where when you acknowledge the awkwardness of what you're doing or how something didn't land at all, and you're like, well, that didn't fucking work, that tends to get a laugh. I'm like, and I'm still working on that skill because I I'm coming into this thing like I'm memorizing a fucking Shakespearean monologue, and literally my character as I'm talking about it feels like that, like the way I'm talking to you right now. That's not what happened on stage. No, I have a persona. First it's stiff and puckered, then stiff and puckered with sad and depressing, and then stiff and puckered with suddenly like some extreme motion or loud noise, but then back to stiff and puckered, trying to remember the fucking monologue. But this sort of conversational tone hasn't come out yet. I'm like, okay, because in a normal conversation, when something doesn't work, it's normal to acknowledge it or be like, well, that was awkward. But I'm too busy memorizing my fucking dialogue, my script. So I'm losing one of the great appeals of stand-up comedy, which is being able to speak into what's happening in the moment and make it fun. And that was another thing. I'm still very much in the nervous. I don't like this. What the fuck stage. Whereas other guys, even if they don't necessarily have great material, they're coming in fun, coming in relaxed. That helps a lot. Surprise, surprise. So I'm like, okay. I'm looking to try and find this level of comfort in talking to you, whoever you are, onto stage. Clearly not there yet. Because on stage doing the stand-up thing, it feels like I'm trying to hit on women, but in a language I don't know yet. And no one else knows that language. Only I can find the language. But the only way to figure out the language is to keep trying to flirt and pick up women and failing over and over spectacularly. That's the only way to figure out my language, my voice on stage, and I have to fully send it. And either I fully send it and there's just flat out, huh? Or immediate blowjob. At least that's what I'm imagining. It's been so long, I'm imagining that laughter feels the same as, anyway, that's my analogy, that's my metaphor at the moment, that like I'm trying to figure out a language that I don't know yet, and the only way to learn it is by face planting repeatedly in front of people. Joyous of joyous days. Fucking hell. So yeah, biggest laugh was my Pokemon shirt. Thank you, David and Miriam. I fucking love that shirt. And me kind of going like, I don't know what I'm doing up here. I don't know, must be something up here. Because it was real. Anyway, the rest of it, nothing. And as I was leaving the place, I was thinking about like, oh, in retrospect, because I'm talking about being like, being a substitute teacher, not making much money, not having many women, and I'm equating it to like being fucking scum, should be ashamed, and like oh no, this is normal for. I imagine this is kind of normal for some of these guys, like, like that might be partially why it's like I'm hitting in hard on just like look, seeing how depressing this fucking is, and I'm like, is my Asian showing too hard? That because I'm not crushing my career, that's worthy of just great shame. I'm like, huh? Maybe. Yeah. Or maybe I'm the only one. Like, it's an interesting, like a scientific inquiry into. I find being this much of a virgin loser, that archetype caricature, I find it funny, and some of my friends find it funny. These guys, I don't know if it hits too close to home or it just doesn't mean anything to them, but it's not funny to any of them. at all. Not even in the slightest. Like, and it's amazing. The only way to find out if it's funny or not is to like fully 110% commit to it. So that was that. But it was like a nicer crowd of people. And there was one guy there that I recognized from like, I think it's been like 2, 3 years since I did an open mic. This older, short Chinese guy that works for he's a cook at a Chinese restaurant or something. And he's just like this caricature of like basically the Fonz, but it feels like super fresh off the boat. Just like, hey, he's like, you guys so handsome. Oh, one day you gonna get your Netflix special. And I'd be like, I know that guy. I know that guy. He's so handsome, so talented. Oh, you guys so talented. Mickey D up here, yeah. Actually doing that stuff. And because he's having like, there's like a sweetness and just having such a good time, it basically doesn't even matter what he says. And I'm like, I need to find that right now. Because right now, I'm so fucking uptight and puckered up there. It's not fun for everyone. Me, them, no one. No one. So, yeah. But yeah, I was like, oh, big little old Mickey D rooting for all of us. But yeah, that was the thing. And same experience as Sunday of like, there's a dude in there from like out of town, first time doing a New York open mic, did well. So as I'm leaving, I'm like shaking the hand of the host, like, hey, thanks for the warm welcome. He's like, mm-hmm, yep. And then to the next guy, hey, you did great. Like, how long are you in town for? I was just like, I'm not expecting anyone to give praise. It's just funny, like the immediate, like, nice to meet you. You were great. Like, is there enough time for you to do more open mics? You should do some more open mics. It's so bad. It's so bad. And just to make it even better, I go home and I tell my mom this. She's like, oh, so did you do well tonight? I went, no, still bad. Not as bad as Sunday, still bad. She went, oh, okay. Are you going to do it again? I went, I have to do it again. She went, are you going to talk about the same things? I went, probably not. She went, that's a good idea. You should probably, if it's not working, you should change what you're talking about. If no one's laughing, no one's liking it, you shouldn't talk about it. I went, oh, we're at that point now. We're at the point now where my mom's, she got thoughts on doing stand-up. She doesn't even know what it is I'm doing right now. She describes it as like, oh, are you doing the talk show stuff? I went, yes, Mom, I'm doing the talk show stuff. She got opinions now. It's like, nope, no, son, your material isn't working. I don't even know what your material is, but I just know it's not working. You need to change it up. All right. The funny thing is, like, these guys that are getting laughs, and I genuinely don't know if, like, there's laughs that you get in open mic and laughs that you get, like, I mean, there must be, but, like, I don't know to what extent there's the open mic laughs that you get and then the general audience ones. But the guys that are getting laughs here, I've noticed, it's not necessarily that they're talking about, like, nothing's insightful, really. Not to say I've got the fucking, I don't know, Bhagavad Gita in terms of like depth in my material, but when I talk about gooning and beating my meat off. But anyway, these guys, like, if they're just talking they're getting laughs for things where I'm like, really? I mean, it's pleasant hearing you talk and like you got a nice person, like friendly personality, fun personality. But, interesting. okay. I definitely don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in. I don't. I have no desire of like. Literally, these guys are like looking at their notebook of like, I have this bit, I have this bit. I'm going to workshop this bit, this setup. Like, there's the setup of like statement that is clearly under like a short sentence where it's a little provocative, and then you back it up, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't know what I'm going to be getting out of this, but yeah. But Mama says I need to change up my material, so I guess I need to change up my material. Yeah. Went rock climbing afterwards since the gym is only a few minutes away from the location. And uh, it's this weird thing of like, I've never actually gone rock climbing by myself before, I realized. Like, I did in college with friends, I've done it with my sister and other friends, but it was, I think, the first time I ever like gone to a climbing gym by myself. And it's this weird thing of like, it's like you're at a dance party and everyone's just like crowding around certain areas, and then, if with your friends, you're like, it's like entering a dance circle. Like with your friends, you'll dance like, ooh, yeah. But then like you're just joining other people's dance circle, doing moves. And then if you're not with anyone, you just walk it off, walk away. Like, there's no fist bump, nice, or how'd you do that, or it's just like you dance in front of people, and then you just go, and then you go lurking around to see what other dance circle you can join. Like, that would be an example of, I guess, a bit of some kind. And I'm like, I'll tell it to you. Stage time feels more precious. It must be deep. But at the climbing gym, when I wasn't, awkwardly going to dance circles in front of people, I passed by these two girls that were talking, and I overheard two Chinese girls, and one of them said, "Oh, my parents just like keep trying to set me up with like people." I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And in that moment, I went, "Fuck! If I had like a friend here, I I kind of would go in and be like, me too. Should we help them out? I think so. Team up?" Like, I would do that not because I think I'd be smooth and be impressive, but because I would crash and burn immediately. I've done this before in the past. Like, there was one time I was like, I can figure out a way to enter these moment situations, but then my mind goes completely blank, not knowing what to do after. Like in Seattle years ago, I was on a bus on the way home, and there was this cute Asian girl in front of me, and I just kept thinking like, how do I start a conversation with her? She's like not really facing me, kind of, and I looked at her backpack and I went, fuck, this is the only opening I can think of. I'm like, hi, excuse me, sorry to bother you. Uh, you have a great backpack. I'm looking to buy a new backpack. Do you like this brand? Dakine? I don't know. I've seen it around before. She's like, oh yeah, yeah. It's pretty durable. It's pretty good. I went, oh, cool, cool. Um, Full transparency and honesty. I'm not looking for a new backpack. I was just trying to think of any way to like start up a conversation with you, and this is the best I could do. And like, she lit up, big smile. She's like, oh. There was an opening, and then I didn't know what to say. My mind went blank, and I went, all right, cool. Have a nice day. And then I walked to the front of the bus to get off. I was about 7 stops too early, and we were nowhere near the next stop. So I just stood there awkwardly, holding on as she looked at my backside, giving me plenty of opportunity to chat with her, flirt with her. And that was it. And so I just got off the bus and walked half an hour home. That's what would happen if I talked to the girls today at the climbing gym. But if I have a friend there, not even a friend, if I had an audience there, make it all worth it. Because I don't know what to do in those situations. I even worked with a pickup artist one time. We did an exchange. I think his name was Joe. I would teach him to dance. He would teach me pickup. And I couldn't get past lesson one, which is talk to girls, stay in conversation. I would start the conversation and then I would try and leave as soon as possible. Be like, hi, do you know where the nearest Shake Shack is? And then if they'd say no, I went, okay, thanks, bye. And I did this over and over again. So yeah, I would definitely crash and burn. But if I was crashing and burning in front of an audience, always worth it. Except for today, crashing and burning in front of an audience, not as fun. Yeah. But anyway, so that was the climbing gym. And then I'm like coming home trying to like, I need to get ready to film. I need to film more stuff. And then this fucking camera decides to fucking break with me, little DJI Pocket bullshit. I literally bought this camera years ago for the purpose of filming open mic stuff. I've done 2 filmings with it and immediately the screen goes, it's just fucking, I literally have it like tied down with various strings and wire right now to keep the screen from like going all fucking wonky, fucked up. Oh my God, this is some fucking Chinese bullshit product. Maybe Trump was right. These Chinese and their products, everyone should buy the Trump camera. Fucking bullshit. Anyway, so I need to do more open mics. I'm still bombing. I don't know how I got laughs when I did this 2 years ago. It was a fucking fluke. Got lucky. I don't know. I'm literally only doing this until I stop sucking. All right, so that's live. Yeah, maybe eventually I'll post what the bombings at these open mics look like. Maybe when I have like an after video. Right now I just have the before video where everything just looks nasty. It looks disgusting. It's fuck. All right, well, until next time, toodly doodly doo.